Hey guys, welcome back to Guye BTV, and we're having another girl chat. I'm Guye as usual,
Alex,
and Maggie.
And we're back for another topic. Today we're talking about what defines a relationship, and we're just gonna give our inputs about it. You guys can let us know what you think a relationship is, or guys, relationships in 2K16.
All right.
What is it?
Well, I mean, what defines a relationship for me would probably be just someone who's committed and who's respectful to you, respectful of your mind, your ideas, your thoughts, and your values. Because if they don't respect any of that, it doesn't matter if they call you boyfriend or girlfriend. You're not in a relationship. That's just a title.
Okay, let's take it back to the 50s, where like relationships were then. Define that, and then we can compare it to what it looks like now.
Romantic.
going steady.
Yeah, when I think of 50s, I'm like really cute, really committed to one girl, and like they stick to that one till they marry her.
And they want to show that, you know, this is my girl. They're all like, I mean, in the 50s, they're all about opening doors, you know?
Well, yeah. And they're all about, like, I remember, like, in the 50s, they talk about getting pinned. And that's, like, in these days, like, getting engaged is getting pinned. It's, like, that step of saying, you are mine, I'm yours, and this is my one commitment to you and no one else.
And dates
were
thing.
like,
and when
it was
when
like
we
cute
say date,
dates.
we're not talking about Netflix and chill.
No Netflix and chill. It was more like movies and like picnics, and then you go home around the right time, you know, before the streetlights go off.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I thought about.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I want. Honestly, like, I want that.
So now bringing it back to the current year,
Lord,
you know,
back
the
to
21st
reality.
century, what do we see dating, or what we want to call is somewhat dating?
I think a common thing that I see with the millennials, it's like we're together but we're not together.
Yes. You got this phase where people are like, let's talk and let's keep talking.
Committed.
And we'll talk some more.
Non-relationships.
Yes, a
That's
lot of
the
those.
perfect word.
Committed non-relationships.
I think I look at it, and it may sound crazy, like I think like people dating singles, I think it's like two singles dating but they're still single, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm in a relationship with a single guy because he's not out there saying I have a girlfriend or I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
He's doing him, but when he comes home,
together. We're together.
I know.
Or, you know, you share the same space, you share the same environment, but you guys are still on two separate panels. Like, I don't think that makes any sense, because if you're sharing all this stuff, why are you guys so
where do you think that stems from? Like, why do guys in this generation, I'm not saying all, but most, think that's okay to be like that, or to just be so open about like their F-boy tendencies?
Yeah, and why do girls accept it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons why girls accept it.
And when we say F-boys are those people who do stuff, mess around, act like they're things that are in a relationship, but you know they're gonna curb you. They're gonna curb you as soon as you try to claim them.
Grown boys.
Grown
boys, which is
grown boys.
Really
not
like
yet.
Because by
grown
age,
and boys are not the same thing, but like they're grown boys. They are not men yet, but they
by age they're grown,
boys.
but mentality wise they're still boys. So I call them grown boys.
I like
grown
that.
boys.
That's perfect for that. But yes, these grown boys try to be one thing that they know they're not, and then they go out there thinking that they could share that with everybody. Like, hey, let me go spread my love.
I'm gonna call them community men, because they're for everybody. They are community men, where it's like they can have one like main girl, but they're doing everything there.
Now, when we say there's community women as well, yes, obviously not trying to stand on a bias point. There's community women. I do believe that there are some women that are like out there. They know what they want. They just want that, and they go encourage.
But a woman who knows what she wants, if she knows all she wants is the D and gets it and then moves on, that's different than an F-boy. An F-boy is gonna play with your emotions, and he's wanting to keep you around. It's an illusion. Where a community, she'll be like,
which is why it's a community woman and not a community girl. It's an F-boy. But a community
But
woman.
don't you think that a woman, if she knows that's what she wants, that doesn't necessarily make her a community woman? Because she knows what she wants. Like, you wake up today, I want this. It's not saying
I think that's
you're
what
satisfying
different
your
from
needs.
a woman
True,
and a girl.
but I still think that there's kind of more of that fine line. I do believe you what you're saying. Like women do know what they want, and they're not gonna play the games to mess with your mind.
Oh.
But the one thing is, even if you're not gonna mess with someone's mind, the respect, and that's what I go back to what a relationship is, that respect level. If you ain't got it, you might be respecting yourself and that person might be okay with it. But to go around and do that with everyone else, you're not respecting yourself then. You may think you're respecting yourself, but you ain't. That's
while in a relationship or while not in a relationship.
No matter if you are with somebody or not with somebody, you should be true to yourself all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And I think when it comes to relationships, we forget that, and we think that we should only be honest on and off on certain things. And that's not, that right there, I think, is that barrier that breaks the relationship. Because
what is a relationship in 2016 now?
Yes.
Like, describe what, because I think society makes you think that a true loving relationship is when you can wear matching Jordans, matching t-shirts, a boy with a snapback and tattoos, light skin or dark skin, but like, it's so superficial. There's no like, I love him because he has this amazing heart and he treats me this way. But because we can wear matching shoes, like, or
right. Like hashtag relationship goals.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a popular one.
Did I buy a pair of panties that said "Swish You Were Us"? Yes, because I was thinking hashtag relationship goals, and not because you actually wish you were us. It's just you can take a picture and say "Wish you were us" with some guy grabbing your butt, and it's like on your panties,
and
that's a big deal. But it's not. It's not a big deal because.
But when a guy opens the door, it's like, man, he's being too soft. What? That's being soft? A guy really showing respect to his woman? That's being soft? But, like you said, a guy grabbing your butt in the Jordan shorts, that's the relationship goals.
I think 2016 now, over time, obviously, not everyone is like this, but evolution of how we interact with each other has changed. No matter if you want to accept it or not, it has.
It has.
And nowadays, you see younger people, when it comes to dating, it's more of this, you don't know what's really going on, but something is kind of going on phase. Where it's like, that guy's like, I'm not your boyfriend, so I'm not going to pay for you to have dinner. You pay for you, I pay for me type stuff. Or we don't need to go have dinner because that's stuff only couples do. That's what they try to say.
Still like,
but you're still doing couple things, you're still sharing the same space, but they're like, no, that's only what couples do.
And they think that, like, it's such a big deal when you're like, how come you never take me out? What?
Yes.
It's so big for them. How come you never take me out? Well, what's wrong with Netflix and chill? My human just stay inside. Come over.
And it's not like you're asking them to marry you or propose to you.
You just want
dinner.
An intimate place is not in the house.
And honestly, I'm not saying that you even have to spend money on me. Like, I'm okay with just going for a long walk with you.
Same.
Yes.
I feel like simple stuff. Taking a walk. Like, that's so fun.
A freaking picnic?
Love that.
That sounds so stupid.
No, it doesn't. I guess to us girls, it doesn't sound stupid, but like to guys, they're like, why would we do that? Like,
it's just, and it goes back to, I think as a woman, and it's the little things that count. It's all those little things that count. I mean, again, that doesn't mean that you told someone this is us to death do us part. No, you're not committing to someone's life. You're just committing to what you say you're going to do. You're just committing to your what do they call it?
Morals?
Morals. You're committing to your morals.
The thing I'm curious about is why do we feel comfortable saying, like, this is us, we are comfortable with this situation, but women, we demand I will say, as a woman, we demand a public representation of our relationship because we need that. Like, that's something that we need to be affirmed of, and for some reason maybe it's illogical, but that is something that we as women want to be affirmed of, is saying, like, this is a public thing, this is something that we're not ashamed of. And I'm comfortable with saying, like, you are mine and I am yours. So going to a wedding together, going on a date in public, posting on Instagram, posting on Facebook, like, why is social media so important to us?
With social media, people make it such a big deal. They're like, just because I don't post you on social media doesn't mean I don't love you. But it's like, although back in the day social media was never a thing and people still knew that was your boyfriend.
Yes.
Now it's guys have options, women have options, and it's like, as much as we want to say social media doesn't matter, it does.
It does.
Because if you can post about your daughter, your
That's
car,
true.
your
That's
family, and you can't post the woman you love, that's a problem. Because you love all those other things, why is it so hard for you to post that one picture?
You're right.
You know?
That is actually true.
And your lack of willingness as a man is showing that, say, if a guy says, I'm not willing to post this about us, I'm not willing to post our relationship, that is making our want for that post even more.
Yeah.
So the reason we're demanding so much is because guys deny it so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if a girl denies sex to the point that a guy is wanting that, then they're gonna reach and they're gonna reach and they're gonna reach until they get that point that they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're saying, I want you to post on social media, I want you to make this Facebook official, I want this to be public, that's the exact same thing. Like, you're saying no, and so we're like, that is our ultimate goal.
And it's not even an insecurity thing, it's just like, if you say these things, then why is it so hard for you to show it? You know, you can show it to me, but then it's like, outside you're like a whole different person. So it's like, there's a huge difference.
And then people want to start getting on the point that, oh, why should you care
She's
what
so
other people think
insecure.
or something?
Yeah. Why do you care what people are saying? Like, why wouldn't I?
And it's not really even just caring, but it's the stupidity part. Nobody wants to be proven stupid in front of everybody, and I think that's what happens so much.
Yeah.
That it gets to the point where women, or in anybody in the relationship, whether you're a man or a woman, that opposite person feels like, hey, can you at least show some sign that we are together? Because if you don't, you're going to go out there looking like a fool trying to tell people, oh yeah, we hung out, that's my boyfriend.
And the next day he was doing something else.
And then someone comes up and be like, well, no, I saw him doing something else. Yes. Nobody wants to be embarrassed like that. Like, why would you want to embarrass someone you say you care about in that way? Like, why?
Nowadays, what I see is like, it's physicality first, not even like trying to say like, oh my god, like she's so amazing, I could talk to her for hours. Back in the day, we would spend hours on the phone. It's like, hold on, I'm caking on the phone. You spend that bonding and the quality time, and like, you really feel that person and you know their heart. So it's like, whatever goes on outside of it, if someone were to say something, you could check them real quick, because he knew you, you knew him, and you guys had that bond. But now the phone conversations turn into texting. Texting is not the same thing.
You can text 3 people at the same time. You can't have a 3-way conversation with 3 separate women without, like, there's no way.
Yeah, I mean, you have that time.
But when you do, you know them, you create this bond. Yeah. And that's the thing. Relationships nowadays don't have that bond. They're so afraid of just the title itself. It's just it's just all about the title. It ain't even about what is actually happening inside of the title.
Yeah, like nowadays you can ask a guy that you've been like kicking it with for months, like, what's my favorite color? He'd be like, purple. He wouldn't even know it. But he would, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would not even know. He wouldn't even know, like, what your favorite movie is, nothing. Because you spend so much time Netflix and chilling in the house, in the dark, in places you shouldn't be most of the time. You know? And then later on, when it's like, oh, go get me something. It's like, well, what do you want? You should know what I want. No, for real, what do you want? And you're shocked because you're like, what do you mean? Like, we've been kicking it for how many months? What do you mean you don't like onions? Like,
right.
You would have known that if you had conversations and that bonding and just really hanging out, like going to the park. You could, like you said, those things are so important. But like this generation, I never see it. It's so rare when you tell a guy, "Oh, I like to go hiking," or "I like to go on a
come
walk."
at you sideways. They're
like,
you trying to say that you want them to propose to you and be the mom and the dad and the wedding date. No,
right? I'm just saying I like to go on walks.
Yes. Like the next step.
Do you think that men are afraid of you really getting to know the real them? Sometimes I wonder that, because I'm like, maybe you're afraid of that real intimate setting that's not sex because you're afraid of what may come out.
Because they don't know themselves.
Insecurities or things they may be trying to hide, or like
they've created this. This facade, this social profile that everyone can view and everybody can like take part in, but they've never actually taken a step back and said, okay, this is actually who I am, this is what I want to present, this is who I want to be seen as. And so when you get to know them past their Facebook profile, past their Tinder profile or whatever, they get insecure about that, because they're like, oh, no, this isn't what I put
Like,
out for
you're getting
everybody.
too close. It's my
Yeah.
territory.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think that goes back to, again, like just what I said, you're right, because as much as people don't want to admit it, we create this comfort zone for ourselves. So we think we know who we are. But then once we are in an uncomfortable zone and trying to be that same person, it's so hard and we're afraid of what we see and we don't like it.
Right.
And instead of being honest with ourselves and being like, oh my gosh, I'm like this, I want to change that, we try to hide it by not caring or being more of that person we don't want to be or hiding ourselves, which creates a bigger problem.
Right.
And then we can't see what the underlying problem is because we want to blame everything else except what is really going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you should be comfortable with being who you are. You should be able to talk to someone and the rest of the room is silent. That the person you're with, if you can't be in a silent room and talk to them and feel comfortable, something is off. Like
Right.
you shouldn't, you're not in a relationship then anymore. You're just a person, he's just a person, and you just happen to be in the same room pretty much.
I also think a big part of something that everybody needs to be able to embrace is that social, like, quietness. It's not awkward, but I think if you get to the point that you can be socially quiet, like, I can enjoy
Yes.
your company and you can enjoy my company, but we don't have to have any conversation or any physical
Yeah.
interaction.
That's next level.
Like, okay, your best friend comes over and you are just hanging out and you're like, oh, hey, I'm going to sit on the couch next to you and we're both going to be on our phones separately and watching something on TV that we don't even give a crap about. Like, once you get on that level with someone but you're on your phone with a friend and you're just texting or you're surfing Imager or whatever, and you're not thinking, like, you're not texting your friend saying, he's on his phone texting this whole time, like, we're not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're just on your phone texting separate people at separate times. I'm saying that you're comfortable enough that you can be in each other's presence without having to be
and
completely
do other things.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Not be completely
in
with
each other.
Yes, that's a perfect way to say it.
Right. It's a comfortable silence, I think, is
Which is
something
rare.
important. Yeah.
Because if you have something and you sprinkle a little bit of it, like your heart, and you're going to try to attempt something, and it doesn't work out, why are you now just going to give your whole heart to something that just didn't work out when you did a little bit?
Yeah.
If you tried to cross the road and there's cars coming, and you're going to try to cross, you're going to die. That's just the fact.
Or you're gonna be injured.
Like, why are you gonna try it? Or
It's gonna hurt like your heart.
Yeah,
You
you may
know?
not die, but, you know, be
You're gonna be-
severely
You're most
injured.
likely
You're gonna
gonna die,
remember
yes.
it.
Or
Yeah.
things like that. So why are you gonna put your whole body in front of something that you know is gonna come impacting you just like that? Why? And people expect you to be like, well, not all guys are the same. Not all. Yes, not all people are
True.
the same. But you've made that. You tried to share a little bit, and that person showed you that they don't want it. They don't want it. It's good. It's okay.
Right.
But now you're gonna move forward, and you're gonna address that.
There's a reason they're called fuck boys and not fuck men.
Right. No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why am I 24 and I've been single since 2009? That's a great question. No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's because there's no one out. Like, I mean, eventually I'm going to find that person. Eventually, yes. But it doesn't.
But why
I don't have to
should
find
you
them
waste
right.
your time
No.
while waiting, you know?
No. Yeah.
But now put your life on a scale. If your life was taken away, you go back and go, man, I wish I had spent every second doing this or doing.
Yeah.
So why don't you do it? Because you never know when that day might be.
Exactly.
So why do we take for granted the person that you're with or the person? Because you never know. That might
Or
be the
how about
last
taking
time.
ourselves for granted?
That's a good one.
That's huge because while you're letting somebody waste your time, you're really taking yourself for granted. You could have spent that time doing something else, but you're here fighting for somebody who's not fighting for you also. So he's not reciprocating the same emotions or feelings or thoughts. So it's like,
Right.
thank you for wasting my time.
Also, if you're a man, if you find the person that's perfect for you, why are you wasting your time not being with them if you know it's right?
Yes, that would be the other thing.
But I think, and I don't want to generalize, but I know, like, I even wrote about this before. I said men are warriors and they're hunters. They know what they want. They always know what they want, and they go for it regardless. You know, so then it makes me wonder, like, okay, maybe I'm not what they
Am
want.
I not what they want?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because guys, I've had guys who really, like, pursued the crap out of me, and, like, really because they knew, like, this is who I want, and they did everything. I've had guys who are like, they say they want me, but it's like their actions were different, you know?
Right.
That's where it goes into, actually. I was talking, I can't remember who was mentioning this to, but this goes into the fact where you sometimes people think they know what they want, and they say that, but actually they don't know what they want. They go in with intentions already preset that this is what they want because of what observations they made. But then now once they're in it, they're like, wow, this is not even anything that I wanted, you know?
I think our generation, most of us, we have a lot to work on as far as relationships or what we think it is, how we define it, what we think qualifies as being in a relationship. But at the end of the day, we all have our own opinions.
Yes.
So we're going to leave it at that. You guys let us know what you guys think a relationship is. If you agree with us, disagree with us, let us know. Thanks for watching Girl Chat.
Yeah.
Tune in next Monday for another one. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye. Like, where I don't think about it when I'm saying
So
it.
you're saying if you were at a party, you're just gonna stand
I'm gonna dance with my girlfriends. I'm not dancing with no dude. No.
at all?
None at all.
Not even if he comes up
Nope.
and he's just
I'd be like,
eh.
sorry, I have a boyfriend. That's just me.
You
Sorry.
a good person.
But
I'm
but
gonna
not,
be a good